A leader of the movement of the survival of the Ogoni people, Fegalo Nsuke, is calling for an immediate operationalization of the Ogoni Development Authority Trust, an operational document in the Ogoni Bill of Rights to check youth restiveness and ensure better life for the people who have suffered years of deprivation and penury due to decades of oil exploration without a corresponding development plan by multinational oil companies. Correspondent Andy Omanu has details.
This is the Gokana Central Field in Bera, directly opposite St. Bartholomew Anglican Church in Gokana Council, Rivers State. It is the MOSOP's National Congress, specifically convened to speak to the conscience of all those gathered here and other Ogoni people on the contentious issue of Ogoni development. It was the leader of MOSOP, Fegalo Nsuke, whom the Lord forced to address this crowd.
The Ogoni Development Authority is a proposal we've put forward to the government, and we just want it to be operationalized. It's a proposal we put forward to the government which demands that 20% of the resources that comes out of Ogoni must be committed to Ogoni development. And we've laid out the procedure for its implementation. And so, Ogoni Development Authority is a people-based initiative. The movement for the survival of the Ogoni people came up with that pathway after much consultations, with all communities in Ogoni.
Nsuke, who is a businessman and entrepreneur, also speaks on what the Ogonis stand to gain when the Ogoni Development Authority Trust eventually becomes operational.
The idea that people will go to Abuja, to the presidency, and just present something like they said, geoplex, is absolutely not acceptable to us. It's going to be put in a trust, and then it's going to be managed by a third-party asset management firm. So all they need to do is to do a mapping of Ogoni, do the designing, and begin to implement it. And then it is going to be online. So the reporting is simple. We just go online, click reporting, and you see what they've done with your money.
These attendees of the Congress in Bera speak on their expectations when the trust comes on stream.
Agitation is quite different from restivity. But because the government could not get a pathway to resolve, we did. And ODA is a pathway. If the government wants the whole thing good, clean, peace, we are ushering away.
Yeah, the expectation of Ogoni people is simple. When you give us our quota, what is due us, we don't have problem.
We are suffering. Right from my childhood, my mother suffered for it and she died living. Right from my childhood, before I married, my younger sister, even before the Ken, we started following it. When Ken is still alive, before the death of Ken, we started following the MOSOP. Until today, we are not benefit over it. So what we want is benefit all the women. We need work, we can sweep on the roads. We need to have our houses. We need to have the freedom. We need to have our oil, we need to have our water. We don't want to be begging from what we have.
One of the issues that resonates at the Congress was that of unity of purpose in MOSOP and by extension, the entire Ogoni ethnic nationality.
Two persons can never get one vision at the same time. They will learn from the vision and want to create his own interest. That's just what is happening. A clash of interest. So this clash of interest should never, like my call, should never sway us from the reality.
My message to them is for them not to separate us again, because we don't want fight again. We don't want anything riot again. I cannot run as I'm standing, I can't run. There are many that they cannot run, they are there. The way Ogoni have been suffering, we need to be in one.
According to Nsuke, the establishment of the Ogoni Development Authority Trust would not only mark a new dawn for the Ogoni people, but serve as a roadmap to reconciliation and prosperity. He also believes that by jointly moving ahead with a clear agenda, previous inability to determine the parameters of the restoration effort will be resolved, thereby making the cleanup exercise and restoration a continual program with defined parameters. From Bera in Gokana local government area, Rivers State, is Andy Omanu, Arise News.